Imagine dying and leaving behind absolutely no proof that you ever existed. No real name, no address, no family, no identity. In 1970, a burned woman's body was discovered in a remote Norwegian valley. At first, police thought it would be a routine identification. Then they found something terrifying. Multiple passports, multiple names, a coded note, every label cut from every piece of clothing, and evidence suggesting she may have been a Cold War spy. More than 50 years later, nobody knows who she was. This is the mystery of the Isdal Woman, and it might be one of the strangest unsolved cases in history. November the 29th, 1970. A father and his 2 daughters were hiking through a remote valley near Bergen, Norway. The area was known locally as Death Valley. Not because of this case. It had carried that nickname long before. As they walked through the rocky landscape, they noticed something unusual. A body. A woman lying on her back among blackened rocks. The scene looked wrong. Around her were burned belongings, empty liquor bottles, sleeping pill containers, and signs of an intense fire. Police arrived expecting answers. Instead, they found a mystery that would survive for generations. The woman appeared to be between 25 and 40 years old. Dark hair, well-maintained, no identification, no clues about who she was, and no one looking for her. The deeper investigators looked, the stranger everything became. Every clothing label had been removed. Not some, all of them. Her coat, her dress, her shoes. Every single identifying mark had been carefully cut away. Then came another discovery. Her fingerprints had been damaged by fire. Not completely destroyed, but enough to make identification far more difficult. At this point, investigators began asking a chilling question. Was somebody trying to erase this woman from existence? ASAP. Then police found her luggage, 2 suitcases sitting inside a locker at Bergen railway station. What was inside changed everything. More clothes with labels removed, personal items with identifying marks scratched off, wigs, maps, foreign currency, and several passports. Each passport contained a different name, yet every photograph showed the same woman. One identity became 2. 2 became 3. 3 became 4. But none of them appeared to be real. The woman had been living as multiple people, and nobody knew why. Among her belongings was a small handwritten note. At first glance, it looked meaningless. Just letters and numbers, random combinations. But investigators eventually realized it wasn't random at all. It appeared to be a code, possibly documenting her movements, possibly tracking meetings, possibly something far more important. To this day, nobody knows exactly what the code meant. Investigators retraced her final months. What they found was bizarre. The woman had traveled across Europe using different identities. Norway, Germany, Belgium, France, Switzerland. She checked into hotels under false names, paid cash, stayed briefly, then disappeared again. Witnesses described her as elegant, quiet, intelligent, but always distant, always watching. One hotel employee later recalled seeing her stand across the street from her hotel before entering, as if she was checking whether someone was watching her or following her. Then investigators considered the possibility that changed the entire case. What if she was a spy? The timing fit perfectly. This was 1970, the Cold War. a period when intelligence agencies operated secret networks across Europe. False identities, forged passports, coded messages, constant travel, surveillance, counter-surveillance. Everything found in the Isdal Woman case seemed to match that world. Even some investigators later admitted that her behavior looked remarkably similar to professional intelligence tradecraft. If she was an operative, who did she work for? NATO? The Soviet Union? Another intelligence service entirely? No one knows. The autopsy only deepened the mystery. Investigators concluded that she died from a combination of sleeping pills and smoke inhalation. But questions remained. Did she take the pills herself? Was she forced? Why was her body burned? Was it suicide? Murder? Or something designed to look like one of those things? Even today, experts disagree. Decades later, technology finally caught up with the mystery. Scientists analyzed her teeth using isotope testing. The results suggested she likely spent her childhood somewhere in German-speaking Central Europe, possibly Germany itself. DNA was extracted. Facial reconstructions were created. International databases were searched. New witnesses came forward. Yet, despite all the advances, no definitive identification has ever been made. The case remains open. Today, 4 major theories dominate the discussion. The first is espionage, a Cold War operative whose mission ended badly. The second is organized crime, a woman involved in smuggling, forgery, or criminal networks. The third is suicide, a person who deliberately erased her identity before ending her own life. And the fourth, a fugitive who spent years living under false papers until her past finally caught up with her. Every theory explains some pieces. None explain all of them. Thoughtful? Think about that for a moment. This woman crossed an entire continent, used multiple identities, carried coded notes, removed every trace of who she was, and somehow succeeded. More than half a century later, we still don't know her real name. Someone knew her. Someone loved her. Someone, somewhere, knew exactly who she was. Yet the truth vanished with her. The Isdal Woman remains one of history's most fascinating mysteries. A woman with many names. A woman with no identity. And a secret that may have died with her forever. Was she a Cold War spy? A fugitive? Or someone whose true story has never been discovered? Let me know your theory in the comments below. And if you enjoy real mysteries, unsolved cases, and stories stranger than fiction, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. Because some mysteries refuse to stay buried. And until the truth is finally uncovered, the Isdal Woman remains a ghost in the pages of history.